Yes, we'll wait just a few minutes to get confirmation that it's live. We are live from Mulberry.
Mr. Doughboy has a live stream now.
Y'all see it. It's live over on Twitch already. That's quick over on Twitch. Twitch
and Facebook or YouTube just came up.
YouTube just came up. Let me refresh my YouTube.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it on Twitch, but I'll take your word for it, Russ.
WDY.
I will post you on Kilroy79763.
I'll raise you that post, and I'll see you
It
on
still
YouTube.
It still hasn't gotten live for me. But
Yeah, it's there. You just have to refresh, like a summer's eve thing or something. Hey, Aussie's here.
Hello,
Aussie
Aussie.
Man already.
Where is he, on Twitch?
He's on YouTube.
All right. I still haven't got it on my YouTube, but I'll trust everybody saying it's all over. It's already on there. Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Hope to have a good show tonight. We got Michael Shinkle from Carolina Woodworkers. Is that what it is? Huh?
Yeah, I didn't have audio again.
Yep, your audio is cutting in and out. Anyway, I think heck, I don't know where the heck he's from.
Carolina Creations.
There it is, Carolina Creations. I know it's something like that.
I was binging on his videos in the car on the way back from
Okay.
Indianapolis when I found out who was going to be on tonight.
Yep. All right, so we got Michael on tonight. We're going to be talking to him. He's our guest. We got all these crazy people in the panel with me, and
I resemble that remark.
yeah, I'm still waiting on. Oh, I think I know why it's not coming up for me. I do.
Got the live on YouTube.
I have an actual YouTube account, Russell Clarity, not simply Wooden Creations, and I was in my Russell Clarity account, so therefore that's the reason I couldn't see the. Yeah.
Professionalism at its best.
That's a first world problem.
Yes, that's a first world problem. We have Aussie Man out there, James Parker, the Dad Cave, a channel for the DI Woodworker. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, actually, the Dad Cave is going to be on the show the 22nd, I believe.
Awesome. Good.
Of February. Yeah, he's supposed to be on the 22nd of February. Michelle Marcoux, I said, is out. No, Michelle Marcoux's out there.
Bonsoir, Michelle.
Yeah, T-Max out there.
Bonsoir.
And then next week is going to be on the show. Give me 1 second. Make, Shape, and Create. Next Saturday is Make, Shape, and Create. They're going to be on the show.
Taken.
Yeah, it's a husband and wife team. They're going to be on the show next week.
Oh, who did I see at the show today? It was a husband and wife team.
So therefore, that's what we're going to have going on. So, and also for those of you who follow me, you know that I posted that I'm going to be starting a new cooking series on my YouTube channel, Simply Wooden Creations. That's right. I'm going to be actually cooking in my kitchen. I cook in my kitchen a lot anyway. Matter of fact, I cook probably 90% of the time. Since I'm retired, my wife, she works from home, but she's working. She can get on a conference call and be tied up for a couple of hours. So therefore, we'd starve to death by the time she got off work and tried to cook. So
no comment there, Russ. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm leaving that one alone too.
Yeah, so I just go ahead and I just usually just go ahead and cook. But yeah, so. But yeah, so I put the trailer teaser out there so you can view it. It's on my page and on Worldwide. And I changed the name of Woodworkers and Makers on YouTube. It's now the Worldwide Woodworkers and Makers on YouTube. The WWM. Yeah, Woodworkers. Worldwide Woodworkers Makers. So WWWM. So that's
Do you
out
have
there.
a
But
website
anyway,
that's
I have-
www?
yeah, I have the first. I have actually the first video done. I cooked my wife's Puerto Rican pork chops
Yummy.
or sauteed pork chops. Yeah, it's done. It's in the editing process. So I'm hoping to have it posted. I'm going to try to have it posted Monday. I should be able to have it posted Monday. So I'm going to post that first video of my cooking series. I think it went pretty good. I got something on my screen up here and it's driving me crazy. I think it went pretty good. I enjoyed doing it. I built a crane for overhead so I can get a nice shot down onto my stove. And plus I have an island stove. The camera sits really nice in front of me. So I think it turned out really well. I'm actually very pleased for being the first video, because I haven't done a woodworking video in a long time. I'm on here with you guys every week, but actual woodworking video. So matter of fact, I think the last woodworking video I did was when I did the
last contest?
The gourd contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last video I think I did.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
the
out of
gourd
practice.
contest. Yeah, I know. But so I was a little nervous, but it kind of fell right in, because when you're cooking like that, you can actually talk more than if you're woodworking. And, when you got to chop wood, use the table saw or whatever, you can't talk. But when you're cooking, you can talk the whole time, which I'm good at doing that. Trust me. So anyway, the first video should be out Monday for the cooking series, and it's called Cooking with Russ. I'm really excited about it. Let me talk about my sponsors real quick. And my sponsors are Devobel Technologies. For web design, development, hosting, visit devobel.com. FastCap, innovative products for the professional woodworker. Go to fastcap.com. Rockler, 60 years in woodworking. Create with confidence. Visit rockler.com. Bearwood Supply Company, your best choice for hard-to-find woodworking supplies. Go to bearwood.com. Klingspor, the sanding specialist. Woodworkingshop.com. Seiko, the scroll saw specialist. Seiko.com. And Scrollnado, dust collection for your scroll saw. And you can find them on Amazon. That's a mouthful. First, let's go through and let the panel introduce themselves and tell you where you can find them. And then, Michael, you'll be the last because you're the guest, and then we'll introduce you. So the first person on my left is going to be Brenda.
Thanks, Russ. I'm Brenda G. at Brenda G's Designs, and you can find me all over the internet as Brenda G's Designs. I'm on Etsy. I'm on Instagram, Teesprings, BitChute, Makers Media Network, Facebook. I have a website called BrendaG'sDesigns.net. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and probably a whole bunch of other places that I forgot about. So if you need to find me, just look for Brenda G's Designs.
Oh, I see, man. I don't know. I think he might. I'm not quite sure what he's talking about. He says, if something fails, I guess if the cooking fails, you can use it in the shop.
That's what he said.
Probably the crane.
Oh, the crane. Yeah.
How heavy duty is that crane? Is it like roast pig crane?
No.
Or just for it's a camera crane, right?
It's a camera crane.
Oh, right.
It's
That's
for my,
different.
my Canon small camera. But I built it.
There's got to be some heavy pork chops if you need a crane.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that too, man.
No, I didn't have a pig hanging up off of it.
James Parker wanted to know, Russ, if you talked to Steve Good about the old scroll saw yet.
No, I haven't had a chance. Been too busy. But I built it. It's on a office chair rollers. I had to add some weight to the back side naturally because to keep it from tilting over. And it goes all the way up to the ceiling. I'm talking about it's all the way up to the ceiling. Well, I take that back. It's within 6 inches of the ceiling. The reason being is because I had to have room for the end of the boom to swing up. And I put it on a spring system so that I can pull the camera down to make adjustments or put the SD card in it. And then when I let it go, it goes back up into place and hangs up there. So that's pretty nice because
there all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got it so I can pull it. I can pull it down and lock it in, release the spring and pull it down so I can move it. Because otherwise, the actual boom on the overhead boom sticking out is 5 foot long. So 4 foot of it sticks out in front and 1 foot in the back for cantilever and weight for the spring system.
Counterweight, yeah.
Yeah, and for the spring system that goes down. So that's about 5 foot long. But so I need the room to be able to pull it down And so I had to bring it down about 6 inches so I could pull it. It makes it nice because when I first built it without the spring system, I had to get on a ladder to reach up to put the SD card in. And I went like, this is not going to work. Nah. So I went back and took it back into the shop and rethunk it. And I didn't have to make too many changes to it, just a few to add the spring system and everything. So anyway, should have the video edited and up by Monday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have it. Actually, I think I could release it tomorrow, but I'm going to wait till Monday, hold it off till Monday. So the next person introducing themselves, so look forward to Cooking with Russ on Monday for that first show. The next person is Dixon.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dixon Hoffman, and you can find me on my website at hoffmansignsandDecals.com/3D printing.
Great. Chris Ahern.
Hey campers, Chris here from the Old Cranky Workshop. You'll find me on YouTube and Facebook. I tried Twitter, but I just couldn't keep up with it. It wasn't worth the effort. So don't bother looking there. Shop will be open again in hopefully less than 2 months with a new table saw. Got a deal already worked out. So hopefully it falls through. So anyways, that's all I got. Up next is
Jim Bashirs.
Yeah, I'm not next on that.
Well,
Okay.
I don't care what that says. It goes by what I have on my screen.
But
So
I had this whole thing ready to go, and I was
zip it
formulating
in.
it in my head. Okay, whatever. Jim Bashirs, I got a small YouTube channel called Driveway Workshop, and went to the Indie Woodworking show today, which was a lot of fun. And we just got back a little bit ago. It's a couple of 2.5 hours away, so looking forward to grilling Michael tonight. So throw those questions out there in the chat so we can get them over to him.
Yep. Luana Pierce is out there. Hi, Luana. Jim Dockrell. Oh, Lord. He's in the chat.
It's a common theme.
Yeah.
Already in the chat.
Aussie Man. I think it's Bob Lee's Woodshop's out there. The Dad Cave, once again, is out there. All those people. Ken McCrory's out there in the chat. Good to see all y'all out there. Al Forte.
Al Forte, Odessa Woodworking Maker Shop, or as a customer said, after I asked him how she found me, because this is just a hobby for me and just for fun, she said, I Googled Odessa and woodworking. And I'm like, yeah, that works. And of course, you can find me on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitch as Kilroy79763 and everywhere, really. I too am part of the worldwide phenomenon known as the Internet of Things, as Matt calls it. But great to be here. And next,
Paul Corliss.
Paul Corliss from Paul's Messy Workshop. You can find me at Paul's Messy Workshop on YouTube, on Instagram, or paulsmessyworkshop.com. And I'm anxious to hear more about Chris's saw because he's been without one for a while.
Yeah. Well, he's been out one, but he couldn't have used it anyway because it's too cold in the shop.
But he could think about it.
Well, yeah, he could think about it. I'm sure when he lays his little head on his little pillow at night that he has sweet dreams, and instead of sugar plums dancing in his head, it's table saws dancing in his head
with hot dogs for the
yeah. So yeah. All right. So we have Michael Shinkle from Carolina Craftsman with us tonight. How you doing, Michael?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing fantastic. So I stumbled across. Well, you're on the Worldwide Woodworkers and Makers on YouTube, which was Woodworkers and Makers on YouTube. I saw you there too, but I also stumbled across your YouTube channel. So and got some pretty nice stuff there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching some of your videos. Since I'm the host, I'll get the first question. What actually got you into woodworking and YouTubing, so to speak?
So about 5 years ago, my wife and I needed a coffee table, and I thought it'd be a good idea to just figure out how to build it. And so we went out and got a miter saw and found some plans online, and we just kind of figured it out. And then I used to be in the Army, and it was actually on deployment that I discovered there was a whole bunch of woodworkers on YouTube. And I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And So pretty much all my downtime on deployment is spent watching YouTube videos. And one day I just decided, hey, that's what I want to do. So here I am.
Cool. Yeah. I looked at some of your videos. One of them was the one, the impossible thing you built, or what was it?
The coolest thing I built.
Coolest thing you built. There you go. Coolest thing you built. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Anybody else got any questions for him? Oh, they all just freeze on me anytime we go here.
Hang on, I'm typing.
Hang on, you're typing.
Okay.
What's your YouTube ID?
It's
Carolina what?
youtube.com/Carolina Craftsman.
Yeah, Carolina Craftsman. Just type that in the search and you'll find him.
Michael, that when you modified your dust collector, how long did it take you to do that? And is it working good, or is it still?
It took me about 2 days, and it works really well. I did mess up the design on the baffle, but it still works, so I'm happy with it.
Is there anything you'd change on it if you had to do it over again?
I did see someone commented and showed me a less heavy duty design where they just put the baffle on the bottom of the collector part, and I would probably do that if I did, but it's the way it is, and I'm happy with it.
Oh, I think you froze up. Oh no, there we go. Okay. The other thing I saw that I thought was really cool was that floating bedside table that you made with the. It's really cool because he's got one of these little charger plates that he buried in the bottom of it. Then he can just set his phone on top of it, and it charges his phone through the top of it. But you also had is it a thumbprint detector or whatever that would unlock it?
Yeah.
Or was it a finger? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little hidden compartment underneath with a fingerprint sensor.
So you can sneak stuff in and out of the bedroom with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how does that fingerprint sensor? I mean, you actually have to program it with your fingerprint?
Yeah, so when you first get them, they come, just factory default is they'll read any fingerprint that gets pressed on them, but you can program them for whoever you want's fingerprint. And then after you program it, look for that one.
I've seen them, but I wasn't quite sure how it worked. Because I know the technology is out there because my iPhone has that. You know, I use my thumb and put on it and leave it there for a second, and it'll unlock it. So,
I thought that was kind of cool because if you're paranoid about, your neighborhood or whatever, and you want to hide a gun someplace up next to your bed, that'd be great because then your grandkids or your kids or whatever can't really, get in there and grab it and do something bad with it. But
well, they make and this is pretty cool. They make those actual metal boxes that you can sit on your nightstand, and it does have a thumb. You can buy them, and it has a thumb thing also, so you can put your finger on it, and it'll unlock, and your gun can be in there to keep it safe. But those are quite expensive. I think they're like $300 for the cheapest one I saw.
Yeah, that's what if you don't mind us asking, what the thumbprint detector run?
I think it was either 20 or 30. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
Really?
So that's pretty inexpensive.
Yeah, really.
No, I didn't watch the part where you were putting this in your in the tabletop, but did you have to thin the tabletop out much and then glue that up underneath it to get it to still do the phones?
I did some tests, and it worked through about 4 millimeters worth of. I think I used playing cards.
Okay.
I needed the wood, and then I just used my router and routed it out, taking steps until it finally worked through, and then I just used hot glue to attach it.
Cool. Very good. Anybody got any Les Meadows?
I was just watching one of yours with the challenge coin flag rack.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I've made a couple of those, and I've cut my stars out too, but I'm coming around to the school of either engraving them or just outright purchasing the stars pre-cut and putting them on. So, How long did it take you to cut the stars?
It was like an hour and a half, probably.
Wow.
I would
I
definitely.
never want to do that again. So they're actually, I got an order for 5 more right now, but because of the winter, I can't get them done. It's too cold at the shop at the moment. But those actually move pretty good once you start banging them out.
Yeah.
So was that an order, or did you just do that for somebody? I didn't hear the video. I had it playing silently.
One of my buddies, his wife asked for one for him, so it was
Nice.
just a custom order.
Yeah, it's a nice job.
Thank you.
Russ Meadows has just subbed to you, Michael.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
And then Aussie Man wants to know, what is your favorite thing you have made?
I think the floating nightstand was my favorite thing so far.
Nightstand. Yeah, I think he's already done. Yeah, Brenda did that. They were asking for Michael's link to his channel, but I think Brenda, you put it out. Well, it's out there, so.
Yeah, I put it out.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Where's it? Oh, there it is.
Somebody wanted to know. Oh yeah, Aussie Man wanted to know, when you do the cooking show, you have the recipe on the show so we can try it. The recipe will be on the show. Yes, you can stop the video and see it. Pause the video and you'll be able to see it. But also, I am going to create another web page on my website, Simply Wooden Creations, and it'll actually be cooking with Russ, and all the recipes that I may use will be on that page. So you can go to Simply Wooden Creations, scroll over to the Cooking with Russ, and the recipes will be there also. So you can, I'm going to make them in a doc form or whatever, so you can, or a PDF, so that you can actually download them and print them. That'll be available.
Hey, Michael, when you made oh, sorry, go ahead, Paul.
Ken McCrory just wanted to know where in Carolina you are.
Right in the middle, pretty close to Fort Bragg.
Cool. Oh, and you said you were in the Army?
Yeah.
Right. You just got out, or you're finished your term?
About a year ago, I switched from active duty to reserves.
Your reserve? Cool. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Then Doc will say it'll be like hee-haw. What's for dinner, Grandpa? Is the flat circular cell phone charger that you put in there would it work for Android?
Yeah, it does, T. That's what I've got. So
Yeah.
I've got it on this guy.
Okay.
They work great.
James Parker wants to know, Michael, have you ever used any kind of bandsaw blades to make knives?
Not bandsaw blades. I've used an old table saw blade to make a few marking knives.
Yeah.
How much of a hassle was it to cut that out? And that was actually the question I was going to ask you next, is how much work did you have to put into that to cut that little marking knife that you made?
Mm-hmm.
When you cut the blades out of the bandsaw or the table saw blade?
It really wasn't that bad with an angle grinder. It took a little while with the file to get the profile I was going for. But if you're just going for straight lines, it's pretty quick.
I was going to say, it's tough steel, but an angle grinder with a cutting blade, cutoff blade, will cut through it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hardened steel. It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Does it, T-Mac wants to know, does it plug into a UPS port?
I think he means USB port.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Unless he runs around with his UPS guy all day and just borrows his cigarette lighter to charge his phone with. Do you do that, T? Because if you do that, that's pretty slack, man. You should get your own USB charger. They don't cost much.
Does it plug into a USB port? I think that's what he means. Yes.
Yeah, that mine is someplace back there in that big mess of cabling. It's back there.
Jeff Robinson wants to know from Russ, do you have any Cajun recipes?
Yes, I do. I have a few Cajun recipes. But Michael is the guest tonight. He's asking me about my cooking show and ask Michael questions.
talk with Russ about cooking tonight.
Yeah.
Michael, do you have any questions about cooking to ask Russ?
Yeah,
No, I don't.
that would be the ultimate turnaround on this show.
Oh,
is for us to start-
I want T-Mac banned from the chat. Oh, no, he's okay. He said no FedEx. Yeah.
Well, I was getting ready to ban him. No, I'm not.
I wouldn't send a cow patty to my worst enemy through FedEx.
Well, Russ, if you go to making bread, maybe you could get Michael to send you one of his bench scrapers.
Yeah.
What'd you make the bench scrapers out of?
I got a big sheet of stainless steel and then just cut out the squares.
Oh,
And then I got some
those look nice.
exotic wood handles and just epoxied them together. That was a pretty fun project.
Yes, Luana Pierce. Michael is the Carolina Craftsman. That's his channel. And he's here in real life. James Parker says, my nephew uses bandsaw blades to make felt knives. I have a friend that has a sawmill and he gets his blades. Oh, he gets the broke blades from him. Now, a sawmill, yeah, they're pretty good size. They're probably a couple inch.
Thick.
Yeah, pretty stout.
Yeah, I don't have a bandsaw that'll handle those blades.
There's a question out there. What do we? T-Mac's asking, what do we do with the sawdust? What you do is you send Russ the sawdust. That's what.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm going to change my. I have this Harbor Freight dust collector, and right now I did change. I don't have the dust collection bag on top. What I did was because I'm out where I can do this, I just ran a 6-inch tube. I cut a piece of plywood and mounted it on the top of the green part, and then put a 6-inch hole in that and run a 6-inch tube out of my shop wall, so it just blows out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the heavy dust collects in the bottom like normal, but any of the light dust just blows out of the side of my shop. So I go out there every once in a while. I mean, a good wind, because it's not a lot of dust, to be honest with you. A good wind or a rainstorm and it's gone. You don't even know it's there. Now, if I was a production shop where I was out there every single day cutting, I probably would have a buildup, but no more than I use. The first good rainstorm or windstorm is gone.
Yeah.
But I get a lot better suction because there's no resistance to the bag. It's just a free flow out to the outside of the shop.
Yeah.
Jeff Robinson is asking, have you ever made a point tool or parting tool to use with a wood lathe?
No, I don't have a lathe, so I haven't done that.
Oh, but you do have a lathe. Don't tease us. You turned your drill press into a lathe, didn't you? Yeah. Now you come on here and you're just trying to throw the wool over our eyes. We know better than that. Okay, you can't do that with us. So do you still use it, or because it looked like you were having fun trying to keep things on the on the post without flying off?
So I could put it back together if I needed to, but I really haven't had any turning projects lately.
I really like this farmhouse trestle table that you built. That is really pretty.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If y'all are out there in the chat, go check out his channel, Carolina Craftsman. Well, how many videos do you think you got up? 30?
Yeah, about 30.
Yeah, about 30. That's what I thought I counted. Yeah, so he's got about 30 videos up, but really nice work. I'm impressed with some of it. Like I said, that table you built, the farmhouse trestle, that's really pretty.
Thank you. That tabletop looks cool, and looks like you did the whole works by hand. How'd you seal that top? Did you use any epoxies, or did you just use your stains and varnishes?
I just did stain and poly.
Wow.
I like it. For a long time, I had to do that too. I like sometimes when you do some of your layouts, you're actually using the floor as a workbench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had to do that before I got my big table. Trust me.
Uh-huh.
And my shop with all the tools, it's not big, so I don't have a lot of room. So I break down all of my sheet goods. Like if I'm going to buy a sheet of plywood, need to break it down, I have a track saw. So I'll break it down into smaller pieces to be able to bring it into the shop rather than trying to bring that whole damn 4x8 sheet in.
Yeah.
I mean, I could bring it in, but I just have so many tools that take up so much space, so I'm limited. Really pretty cool. I'm sitting here watching this the video on when you made the trestle table, how you did the breadboard ends. It's pretty sharp.
Thank you. That was a fun part.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was.
You still have all your hair, so it must have been could have been that bad.
Cool.
All right, so when you put that 220 sub panel in your garage or wherever it was, how many people did you get to come on the video and start knocking you for doing electrical work?
Yeah.
Did you get like 5 million electricians come on and say you didn't bend that wire right, or
Yeah.
that should have been an 18 gauge instead of a 20 gauge?
Yep, exactly.
You can't put that through the drywall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the reason some of that stuff I don't even bother to put. Like I put a sub panel in my that shop out there, and I didn't even record it or put it up because
Yeah.
I would be
Your pipes are off 4 degrees. I'm like,
yeah, I would be telling somebody in a not so polite way to take a long walk off a short bridge in a heartbeat. So T-Mac said that was a good looking lazy Susan you built.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, looking at that now.
James Parker says I like the American flag cornhole game.
Yeah, that's my most popular video. Thank you.
Aussie Man, the link has been put out there, and Brenda just put it out there again. So if you can't see it, you need to get glasses, like I did,
Or an assistant. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to end up getting glasses.
I like the occupational scooter board you did, and the detail. I used to teach adaptive phys ed, and the detail I like is the handholds.
Oh yeah.
How many fingers went under those wheels?
Ka-thunk, ka-thunk.
So that's a nice detail. It was a very good build.
Thank you. Yeah, my wife's an occupational therapist, so that was her idea.
Well, I used to teach adaptive PE.
Seeing his saw made me think of something today. Go check out your Home Depot. My local Home Depot is having a big sale right now going on between tools. I think it's like their overstock items from Christmas. A lot of tools were on sale. Their regular $500, I'm going to say almost $600 compound miter saw, 12-inch rigid, which was regular, like I said, $550, $600. It was on sale today for $272.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, they had
Wow.
4 of them. I actually started to buy one just because it was so damn cheap. My wife, well, like, I don't need that, but I did get a good deal, which was at my Home Depot. They messed up. I was going to buy. I bought some LED lights. I have lights. I have a little soffit that sticks out around my cabinets, and it has lights up in it, so it shines down onto the countertop so you can see. And they're old fluorescents, and they're going bad. So I went in there to buy. It's all covered up, so I can buy cheap shop lights. I don't have to expend expensive money on lights. But anyway, so I went in there to buy some cheap shop lights, LEDs, the new ones, and they had the cheap LED shop lights on sale for. No, they weren't. Yeah, they were on sale, but the sale was off. So they were like $2.50 more. Well, they didn't take the sales sticker off of the display. It was still up there for the original price. And so I called the guy over and I said, hey, I said, I know these went off sale, but you still got the price up there on the display at $14.97. They're regular like $16.97, like $2 more. And I said, he goes, I'm going to have to let you have them for the $14.97. I'm like, so I bought 6 of them today. So check around.
We got a couple comments there for Michael. Aussie Man says that he likes the spice rack. Hand cutting box joints are impressive.
I was just watching that. Yeah.
And T-Mac says, where did you find the swivel for the Lazy Susan?
Lowe's, and I'm sure Home Depot does too, sells the hardware in there. I think the cabinet section. like where the hinges are, or the drawer slides. The drawer slides, they've got them down there.
Yeah, it's where all the cabinet knobs and everything belong in that area right in there.
It sounds like you go to Home Depot a lot. Do you guys have a Lowe's by you?
Me or Russ?
Michael, yeah.
Oh, I go to Lowe's mostly.
Oh my goodness. I do too, Michael. That's Russ's favorite place, even though
I
They
hate
changed a
Lowe's.
lot.
I use both. Lowe's get the better deal.
I hate Lowe's.
They both give you 10% off for being a vet, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Right.
Yep, I like that. 10%.
Lowe's hires morons.
Oh,
They're
James Parker says, Russ, that he got 6 at Rural King after Christmas and got them for $10 a piece.
Well, that's good. More power to you. I didn't need them at Christmas. I was broke at Christmas. I had to wait
Yeah.
until.
You had to
Awesome, man.
get your kids to give you some Rural King gift cards at
Yeah,
Christmas.
I don't even know where the hell Rural King is around here.
Well, those places are great. You can
I never even heard of
get
it.
work jeans for
I've
10
never heard
bucks.
of it.
It's a farm store.
That's a farm and fleet, something like that.
Mhm, yeah.
It
They got chickens and
must be like a Tractor Supply.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They got like baby chicks and everything. You know,
Mhm.
you can
Yeah.
go and buy your own chickens and all that stuff.
What can
It
you
takes
do
a whole
with
bunch of
chickens?
them to make dinner, but they still have them in this big. It's like a big wash tub, and you can get a whole bag full of them for dinner.
Russ needs to get some chickens, and then he can put on a show called Clucking with Russ.
Yeah.
Cluck them
Hey.
around.
Aussie Man says, I like your lead shot weighted mallet. Nice work. And also, yes, we have 47 people watching and only have 16 thumbs up. Really? I mean, come on, guys. I need more
Come on,
thumbs
give
up.
that thumbs up.
Yeah, pop up some thumbs up.
Smash it.
Smash it.
Hey, Patrick just showed up from
Yep,
Patrick's,
Patrick's
Workshop.
Workshop. Hello,
He's
Patrick.
late. He's late.
Yep,
How
you're
are you,
late.
Patrick?
You're a day late and a
He's
dollar
always
short.
late.
Now,
Yeah,
he's
but
here,
I'm
though.
serious.
That's the important thing.
I'm serious though. All of y'all out there in the chat, if you don't mind, take the time to please reach over there and hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. Yeah, hi Patrick. Glad to have you out there in the shop, or in the chat.
In the chat. In the,
Yeah.
You gonna put him to work, Russ?
Yeah, I won't put him to work.
Michael, what do you got planned for the next project?
Right now, the next video is going to be hooking up some micro switches and wires to the blast gates on the dust collector. So when the blast gates open, the collector will automatically turn on. And then I've got a bunch of footage. I'm pretty behind, so I just need to figure out what I want to do next time. I haven't gotten that far yet.
So you said like one of your first tools you bought was your miter saw, I think it was. So what other kind of tools do you have since then have you purchased and have in your shop?
Pretty much all like the standards. I've got bandsaw, router,
Table
just
saw?
upgraded. Yeah, just upgraded my table saw from the Dualt to a big Grizzly cabinet saw.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, yeah.
And,
Do you notice a big difference in the how in your cuts?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah, it
That
is.
was a huge improvement.
I was for a long time using a portable Craftsman table saw in my shop because I had a construction company, so we had the portable saw, but it wasn't for cutting. It was never bought or designed to cut intricate cuts. If we needed to rip a 2x4 in half, we had the table saw there that we could rip the 2x4 in half real easy with. So, but I put it in my shop. So my wife bought me that rigid, the 10-inch, the nice rigid, and just upgrading to that. And that's not an expense. That's not as nice as your Grizzly. Just upgrading to that rigid, all the difference in the world. Now, the only thing I didn't like on the rigid is their fence. The saw's nice. It's got plenty of power. I don't have any problem with it. It's got a nice cast iron deck. It's got nice wings. The fence sucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went and bought. I don't remember the name of the fence, but a real nice fence and put on it. All the difference in the world. Even then, I noticed that when I would cut a board, as it would, the fence would have a tendency to, and that's weird. Instead of moving out, want to move in some, and you could tell as you were pushing it, the board would start getting pinched.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I know. Usually they push out. This one was actually pulling in for some reason.
Huh.
But yeah, so yeah, a Grizzly cabinet saw. That's a nice saw. Is it 110? You didn't, or did you get 220?
That was why I did the 220 video.
Yep,
so
220. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that was a fun investment.
Yeah.
How long ago did you get it?
About 9 months ago.
Okay. It's not that old then.
Yeah. No.
You know, if you can get the 220, that's nice, but you're really not doing anything by getting a 220 saw in all actuality, other than you can buy 220 gives you more horsepower as far as the horsepower saw. But a 1 horsepower 220 saw is a 1 horsepower 220 saw, the same as a 1 horsepower 110 saw.
The motor runs cooler though.
Yeah, the motor. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying a 1 horsepower is a 1 horsepower. I don't care if it's 110 or 220. And that's where the people.
Amperage too.
Yeah, that's where the people get the misconception.
Yes.
Yep, half the current.
Or the amperage, actually.
Here we go with the electrical stuff, guys. See how electrical stuff just sucks you right into the conversation. It's like, oh, well, it runs cooler, but it uses half the amperage per phase. Oh, but
The power is the same.
It's
That
like
must have been
Tesla.
your
Because the voltage is higher.
Yeah,
That must have been
Tesla
your
comes back from
contactor
the
that you
dead and just comes and pulls you into the conversation.
Does it make any difference how big your horse is? I mean, you could have like a little Morgan, or you could have a Clydesdale.
We're on top of horses.
Well, that's the difference between 220
see-
and 110.
Yeah, to see the Clydesdale, that's the 220.
That's
Oh, okay.
220.
The little pony, that's the 110. That's
Yeah.
the difference. Now you're getting it. And he doesn't eat as much. The big horse,
Jim,
he doesn't eat as
Dockrell.
much at the time when he's working.
Oh, you got him going out there in the chat now, Jim.
Yeah, Jim's starting to
Dockrell's
throw
got
out.
Here we go.
Watts is equal to
745
volts times
watts gives you 1 horsepower. Watts equals volts times amps.
Yes.
Here we go.
Here we go.
There we
That
go.
must have been that contactor you were wiring up. So they put that right on the saw? On your table saw, the Grizzly had that right on there?
What's that?
Your switch?
What's
He didn't hear you.
On that table saw, that must have been the contactor that you were wiring up.
Oh yeah, the Grizzly table saw comes with like just a 6-foot cable for whatever reason,
Got it.
and so I just replaced it with a longer cable because 6 feet is not long enough for.
Yep. Now, when you say 6-foot cable, does it have like a 220 plug on the end of it, or just bare wires?
It had the lug on it,
Okay.
but I just changed it out and added my
Right.
own
Right.
plug.
I understand what you're saying. I was just curious if it had the.
Yeah, it did have the plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they make those Braun extension cords for lamps like a lot longer than 6 feet now.
Yeah.
And you can just like grab one of those and throw it on there.
Yeah,
Forget that
actually,
thick
if you
wire
get-
comes with it.
After, if you get 2 of them and put them together, you can make 220 wire.
Yeah. And double up on the neutral. That's
Double
great.
up on the
Jim.
neutral. Yep.
Even though you don't need to. That's great.
That's illegal.
Michael's looking at it like, what the heck did I agree
I
to
don't
here
really
tonight?
want to actually do that.
All right, let's get some real questions to Michael about his channel.
Well, we asked, what are you going to do next? So that's out of the way. Your favorite thing, we've asked that already.
How do you actually like doing the projects more than doing your editing?
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Editing's like pulling your teeth.
Yes, it is. I agree.
I actually enjoy the editing process. I used to be super into like editing back in high school, and so this is kind of the perfect marriage of woodworking and getting to edit at the same time. So I enjoy both parts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
See?
Is it? You better mark this episode because That's the first guy that likes to edit videos that's
He's
ever been
into
on here.
graphics.
That's a question for the future. That's a trivia question.
Yeah, there's your trivia
On
question,
what
Russ.
show
Yeah, really.
did one of our guests say that they liked editing better? I do have a classic
We
question
can all
for
send
you.
him our raw video and he can edit it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I do have a
That's
classic question for you. What is your most favorite project? If you were to do it over and over and over again, which would be the one that you would do the most or enjoy the most to do?
I think if I got a CNC machine, it would be either the challenge coin or the cornhole boards.
Cool.
But I have to think.
And that would be fun. It'd be a game. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you buy a big
hour and a half cutting stars?
No, I don't want to do that anymore.
Did you buy a big
Well,
hole
something
saw to
like
make the? Oh, sorry. Did you buy a big hole saw to make the holes in your cornhole boards, or do you cut them out with a jigsaw?
No, I bought a hole saw, just one of those 6-inch ones that they sell with the recessed lighting over in the electrical section.
Oh, and that works okay.
Yeah, it's the same size as regulation cornhole.
I never even thought of that. God damn it.
Yeah, but plywood's not like drywall, you know.
Oh, yeah.
No, but if you're not, I was going to say if you're not using real thick plywood,
Right.
Yeah.
which thickness of plywood do you use for cornhole boards? A 1/2 inch,
3/4.
3/4? Oh, okay.
Do you sell a lot of those?
Just one. I
No,
don't
that's not a lot then.
I've made one set. I never thought of that saw. Damn it. Anyways,
Trying to see if anybody else is out there saying something stupid, but Jim Dockrell's hushed up for a little bit.
T-Mac
Yeah.
wanted to know from Dixon, do you offer magnetic signs for vehicles?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Sure, why not?
I've never done it before, but I'll try anything once.
Hey, Dixon, are they pretty good? Yeah, they're okay. They're okay.
No, I still have a good half roll of that magnetic material. So I haven't done them in a while, but usually was charging $50 a door. Depends what size they want and how much.
We have somebody new. I don't think I've seen them out there before, and that is Wood If I Could Scroll Saw.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome.
I've
Welcome.
heard of Wood If I Could.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard of them before, but welcome to the chat. I appreciate you being out there.
I don't see him, but yeah.
He's
On
Brenda
YouTube.
said, welcome to Wood If I Could Scroll Saw.
Welcome, Wood If I Could.
Back when Michael was talking about doing his editing, how he liked it, I understand sometimes I get caught doing my CAD work and I'm not getting no work done because I keep designing parts and making parts and I'm not actually doing the work. I'm sitting on a computer dreaming up all this CAD stuff to draw up in CAD.
I went back to Jim Dockrell's posted or put in the chat out there. He says, "Dang, hard to find a 4-foot LED here for under $40." Jim, two things. These were shop light LEDs, but they were only single bulb LEDs too. They weren't the dual bulb LEDs. That's the reason they were only like $15. So but they have them all the time here for the single 4-foot. They'll run them on sale. Actually, normal price is like, I think $16.97. I got them for $14.97, so I got $2 off.
And by the way, I'm seeing a Leo Steger out there also. That one I haven't seen. I could be wrong.
Leo, I haven't seen that one.
Leo Steger.
Dave Hart's out there. Hi,
He
Dave.
was saying hi all a while back.
Anybody in the chat have any questions for Michael?
Oh, that Wood If I Could Scroll Saw is John Cousins.
Okay. John. Yeah, okay. I know who you're talking about.
okay.
I don't think that's the way you pronounce his name.
Is it Cousins?
I think it's Cousins.
Cousins.
Okay. Well, if I ask you how to
Hey,
pronounce a name, it might be a
Join
little
the
weird.
join the club. Join the club.
I just jumped on the Russ bandwagon, didn't
Yeah,
I?
join
I
the-
mispronounced
join
the
the-
name.
Join the name butchering club.
Jim, it's pronounced Rocklear.
I didn't see an R in it. I thought it was COSENS. But I guess now that I'm on that bandwagon, I'll go with it, Al. You haven't mispronounced the name yet, so.
Looking back through Robert Crow from Robert Crow Mobile Home Workshops out there in the chat. Thank you very
Welcome,
much.
Robert.
Jeff Robinson's out there in the chat. I missed him earlier. Thank you for being out there in the chat. T-Mac, I believe I said him earlier, but Ken McCrory, thank you all for being out there in the chat. I appreciate it so very, very much.
Awesome, man. Just reminded us not to let Michael go without a workshop confession.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
Excellent point, Aussie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have some
Cousins.
I have over here in my video that was running when you did that wooden accent wall. So what made you decide to tear the wall out and redo it?
I really didn't want the wood paneling to run into the window and door trim. So I was trying to think of how to do that. And I felt like the easiest way was just to rip everything out and redo it.
The scorched earth policy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, he says
look.
it's pronounced cousins.
Because it cousins?
Cousins.
Like kissing cousins?
No, cosins. COSINS.
No, look above it, the line above it. It's
Oh, I
pronounced
can't
cousins.
read up. I just read what's right in front of me. Come on. I have to scroll. That hurts.
Yeah, you just take this little thing and you kind of run it back and forth.
I know, but it's too much effort.
What would we do without Paul? Man,
I know.
Way to go, Paul.
I like how when you did the wainscoting, made the little boxes, how you used the laser to keep them all level.
Yeah, that was a lifesaver.
Yes.
I wouldn't have been able to do it without that.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them. One of them I bought when I was doing a lot of floor tile and floor work to shoot lines across the floor. You could actually shoot 3 lines, one forward and one left and one right, so you could get it all set up. That was really nice.
Uh-huh.
We've got a question for Michael from Jeff Robinson.
Okay,
Michael,
read it.
Super Bowl pick?
I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
You're rooting for who?
The
Who?
Chiefs.
The
The
Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
I'd like
really
to see
keep.
that coach get a.
There you go,
ring.
Jeff.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I could care less about either team. I'm not a fan of
I
either.
was
I
rooting
mean,
for the Dolphins myself, but I guess
now back when
But that
what
went
was
south.
it? When it was Dan Marino played for the 49ers? Was it Dan Marino? Who was it that played for the 49ers? The quarterback. Wasn't Dan Marino?
Dolphin?
No,
it
it
was,
was
it was
Marino.
Nick Bonicatti that played
How
for
far
the Dolphins.
back?
No.
Yeah. How far back we going?
Leather helmets.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of the popular quarterback. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think.
Oh, his name is Tom Brady.
No, not the deflator.
The
Six
deflatinator.
rings, boys and girls.
Yeah, they've never been. 49ers have never been caught deflating their balls.
6
Dave
rings,
Montana.
6
Montana.
They
asterisks.
don't have any.
Talking
Montana.
Montana, or otherwise the guy before after him.
And it was Montana. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, Joe
I
Montana.
enjoyed watching
Porter
him.
Woodworks also says that.
Yeah, I liked. Yeah, okay, Cordell Woodward. Yeah,
Doesn't have
Montana.
6
I
rings.
enjoyed watching Montana as a quarterback for that team of the 49ers. So,
How many rings
and
does he have?
huh?
How
T-Mac,
many rings does he have?
I don't know.
T-Mac
He could have 20 for all I know.
Not 6.
Who gives a flip?
T-Mac says he played for Kansas City
I
mean,
and for the 49ers. too.
That and $1 would buy me a cup of coffee.
Oh, I'm with you on
I'm
that.
rooting for the
but,
Clydesdales.
I watched. Actually, I like watching the Super Bowl game for the commercials.
The commercials, yes.
Yeah.
I skipped the game and I watched the commercials.
One of my favorite commercials was the guy, the old redneck, sitting on the front porch, and he was eating a sandwich that was just loaded down with Tabasco sauce. And the mosquito comes up and bites him and starts sucking up his blood, and he starts swelling up. And the next thing you know, the mosquito goes,
Oh, yeah. Blows up.
turns into a little ball of fire. That to me was from the Budweiser frogs.
Oh yeah, but
Bye.
Zer.
Yep. All right, we got any Steve Young? That was another good quarterback with the 49ers, Steve Young.
Yeah, and Dave Hart also says that Montana also played for the
Did he play for the Chiefs? Cool. See, that's how much I know about football.
Yeah, I have no idea about football. I'll be the first one to admit it. Football is not my forte.
Anybody got any more questions?
What's
Otherwise,
your
we're
next
gonna,
project?
Yeah, what's your next project, Michael?
Let me see. I'm working on a bookshelf with one of my friends right now. That's a pretty fun project. And I made my sister a couple of bookends out of some nice curly walnut, and
Nice.
that was a cool project. So one of those two.
So can you show us? Can you show us a cool project? I believe Aussie Man is actually asking that question right there.
you know, if you got pictures on your computer, you can screen share and show us.
Yeah, we love that kind of stuff
Exactly.
because we don't have to talk. We can just sit and watch.
Right.
No, that was-
Michael's like,
Paid
oh
the
my
same, you
God.
know?
Yeah, we could always heckle later on.
Yeah,
Join me next week for Let's Talk Shop with Russ when I have a whole new panel.
Michael's saying, let me find something quick to share and shut these people up.
Yeah, I'm going to have a whole new panel next week. I promise you.
this is Chop Busting.
We'll get down to business instead of being this foolishness.
then you probably get 6 new thumbs
And when
up.
has it not been that?
Exactly.
Business or foolishness?
How do I screen share?
Okay, go down to the bottom of your screen, and you should see a green button in the middle that says share.
There it is.
So simple.
Yep, you click on that, and it'll open up another box, and you should be able to.
And you
Yeah.
hit share.
Go
on
open up
that one.
another window with whatever.
There you go.
Yep.
There
Oh,
you go.
man. Sweetness. Thank you, Aussie Man, for suggesting that.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm clicking on them and it doesn't open up.
I wonder why.
What's up
show
with
us
that, man?
Show us the bigger pictures of the table you have on there, please.
That pop up.
That crib must have been a project.
Oh, why did you make that steam box? Was it for the crib?
Yes, it was for the crib.
Okay.
I want to try that.
You should be able to just double click on the picture and it open up.
Yeah. And while you're doing that, Michael,
In a real
are
world.
these creations that you came up with out of the, off the top of your head, or did you have plans for them, or how'd you come up with them?
Pretty much everything up until recently has been off the top of my head.
Cool.
But I just started modeling them in 3D first, and that's really helped speed things up. Just
What do you use for your 3D stuff?
Blender.
Blender? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, heavy duty.
Yeah, that's a big learning
Mr. Heavy
curve.
Duty. Yeah.
Excellent software, but a huge learning curve.
Yeah, I took a class on it. I'm going to school right now, and I had a class for Blender, so I just learned on that. And so I'm sticking with what I know.
See, there is a correlation between woodworking and cooking. Blender,
Yeah. Not that kind of blender.
Come on.
Ha ha ha.
Not opening?
It's opening on my computer. I don't know why it's not sharing.
I'm clicking on them too, and it doesn't open.
I know. It's the weirdest thing. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't understand why. There
There you go.
You got it.
Hey, there you go.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's very pretty.
And that top is nice.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's
That floor looks exactly like the floor I just put. Oh, well, not exactly, but it looks very close to the floor that I put in my kitchen.
Well, then, Russ, when you're done cooking, you could run your stuff over to his place and display it on that table.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody would even know the wiser, you know.
What's the top of the table made out of?
Just pine, all construction pine. It was on
Man,
there.
that's so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching him when he was making it, so I could realize it was made out of construction pine. What, 2x6s?
Yeah, 2x6s.
Yeah, I realized it was made out of that. But
Yeah.
man, I mean, people think construction pine. You know, you can do a lot with that, and that right there proves it. That
Yep.
top looks
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
I know, but I think part of it is that you have to go through and cut all the knots out. And then, I agree with you, but it's more work than just going out and buying something that's more clear. So
Not necessarily.
people don't really
If
want
you
to screw
start-
with it.
Well, if you're gonna
If you
paint
start-
it, there's no big deal.
Yeah,
You can.
I was
Yeah.
going to say you don't have to cut if you're going to paint it. You don't have to cut the nuts out. You can just, if they're like kind of rough, you can just fill them with epoxy and paint right over the top of them.
Yeah.
It's gotta work
Bondo
around
works
them,
real good
that's all.
too.
And then the hardest part is trying to find straight construction lumber
Right.
at Lowe's.
Well, now I agree with that.
Yeah, you've got to start with good looking wood, even if it's
Yep.
construction wood.
Yeah, you have to dig through. I've dug through
That's what
a
I do.
stack of 2x6s before. I'm talking about. I probably went through 30 or 40 of them just to find 2 or 3 good 2x6s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's kind of a pain in the butt there. But yes, you can. You can find, and the same thing with 2x4s. You can look through real good on the 2x4s. The best time to buy them, though, any kind of lumber like that, 2x6s, I'll give you a little hint, is to buy it right after they pop the bands. Because if you get it then and get it home and get it cut up, it doesn't have a tendency to warp as bad as it.
Yeah.
Aussie
Or
Man
buy
would
the
like
whole
to know
bundle and
how.
Keep it banded.
Aussie Man would like to know, how did you make the tabletop biscuit joints?
I didn't use biscuit joints. I just edge glued it all together. Oh, I did dowels.
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 Did you use a jig to line the dowels, or did you?
I just struck a center line and then got it as close as I could.
Old school.
And then a bunch of belt sanding later.
Belt sanding. Okay, I was going to say, how'd you plane the top, or how'd you flatten the top? Yeah.
Yeah, belt sanding.
So that's just paint and poly, right?
Yeah, I painted the bottom and then the top is stained and polyed.
Oh, stained and poly. Okay.
They used a real dark color stain.
Almost looks black from here.
It does. It almost looks black.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Too, Michael?
what's that?
Did you do the wall treatment too?
No, I made this for one of my wife's friends. And so that's her house.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, then maybe you can't take your food over there, Russ. It's not really his house. That would screw that all up.
All right.
All right, yeah, guys, we're going to Michael. If you can,
Shop confession.
Yes, shop.
yep. Well, I was
confession.
going to say he's got to come out of the share first.
Yeah, it's got its escape.
He's-
There we go.
There you go.
It's Chris now. Hi, Chris.
Scared
Chris,
the
you're still here.
screw out of me.
Well, I feel we're wrapping up. So
Yeah, we are. All right, so Michael, we ask a lot of our guests. Sometimes I mess up and don't ask, but we ask a lot of our guests. It's called Woodshop Confessions, and what it is, what was the one thing that you did in your shop that after you did it, you felt so damn dumb and you went like, "Why the hell did I do that?"
It was just today. I'm making a present for my wife, and I can't get into any details just in case she watches this. But I put a miter on the wrong side, and I just felt so stupid.
Oops.
Oops.
you haven't done anything that involved blood?
How about
Yeah,
anything
we-
involved blood?
we like
All
blood
runs
here.
blood.
Yeah, I'm with
I got a
Paul.
pretty good scar right here from
There you go.
Oh,
There you go,
that's
Paul.
more what we're looking like. So how'd that happen?
just old chisels, and I was trying
Oh,
to get through the wood too hard, and it just went.
So just remember, chick sting scars.
Correct.
Yeah, I've told this story before. I never will forget one time I was sitting there holding a board. And I need to put a nail. I actually was trying to join two boards, and I was needing to put a nail in it. And wood thickness was only a 1 inch, and I forgot in my brad nailer that I had 1.5 inch brad nails.
Ouch.
Oh yeah,
ouch.
yeah, it went right in my finger. it happens so damn with a brad, with an air pneumatic.
It's fast.
Yes, it's so damn fast. You don't even know it happens. You try to lay the board down and it won't lay down.
I'm pulling the wire out of a welder and it's getting real long, and all of a sudden it hit the table and turns into a giant light bulb right across my hand. I go, oh, that was cool. It's clean now.
It's clean now.
Yeah.
My hand didn't have any more grease on it.
Yeah, that does hurt. All right, guys. But yeah, you did that with the chisel.
Yeah. But no power tool accidents yet, fortunately.
Yeah, thank God. I hope it stays that way.
Yeah. Well, bless you, my son, and I hope you don't have any more accidents, period, in your shop. So
thank you.
So, all right, guys, we're going to get ready to cut out of here. Thank y'all all very much for being out there in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. Aussie Man's been out there. Ken McCrory, Jeff Robinson, Luanna Pierce, Dave Hart, all those, Jim Dockrell, Rick St. Louis, he joined in there. I appreciate you being here, Rick St. Louis, T-Mac, Portal Woodworks. All y'all guys have been out there in the chat. Wood If I Could Scroll Saw has been out there, and you. Patrick's Workshop has been out there. James Parker. All y'all have been out there in the chat. I appreciate you being out there in the chat so very much. Thank you, Brenda, Dixon, Chris, Jim, Al, and Paul for being on the panel tonight. And Michael, thank you very much for being on the show.
Yeah,
thank you guys for having me.
Yep.
Yeah,
and I want to see, he should gain at least about 30 or 40 new subscribers tonight from all y'all being out there in the chat.
Easy.
So,
don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Don't forget the thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up and run over there to his and subscribe to his channel and watch his videos. I'd appreciate that very much.
Yepers.
A nice channel. You've got a nice channel and some nice work. I'm really impressed with you saying that you started. You said about 5 years ago.
Yeah, right about then.
Yeah, you're doing really well, my friend. Really well for
Thanks, Dan.
Only 5 years.
Thank you.
Yep. So, but thank you again. There's only one thing that I have left to do, and that is, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust, all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my beard and hair. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and God bless.
Night, y'all.
Remember, you don't have to go home, but you cannot stay here.
Tell him, Chris.